Rimgrand is the god of entropy, cold, winter, bad luck, famine, and natural disasters. That's all I needed to know. Ooh. Essence generators are mechanical devices that can be activated with shock damage. Okay.
The local militias lax at the best of times, which these are not. That spear looks a deer on the right. Guess we're on the right track.
So that one's already activated. This one needs to be activated though. Guy, move out the way. Cool. Skeleton fighter. Let me heal up real quick. Yep, that's why. I assumed that there would be more in here, and I was correct.
Now we know why the expedition team abandoned that puzzle.
Huh.
I was just getting warmed up.
I'd say that's fair. I mean, if you don't want to deal with skeletons, you don't want to deal with skeletons, right? But I did it. I don't know why I'm breaking these. They don't really seem to have much in them. I'm doing it because I want to. That's pretty much it. That's the potion. Nice. Book of Verses. Nung, the bright star, spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god and was afraid. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation. And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. Then Sargamus spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heart, or with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. Harmke knelt before them, then, resolved to save himself, and he asked what he must do. And Modegund spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you until you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modegund, and Endenung warned him, saying, You have walked all these years into darkness, and must now return. You will find the path like treading fire, and at every step you will be tempted to turn away, but no harm will come to you if you keep your faith. I am butchering so many names. It's not even funny anymore. I mean, it was never funny to me, but that's okay. Where's the fun in it if you just know everything right off the bat, right? I don't know how to pronounce any of these things. Even the things I have been told how to pronounce, I always forget anyway. Whoa. Whoa. Holy shit.
Views like this remind me why I came to the Living Lands in the first place.
Something stirs here.
Oh, they're calling out to me again. That's gorgeous. There's a lot of grenades here. Oh! Almost dashed off the ledge, that's fine. Actually, I want to take a look. Is there like a... Actions, abilities, menus, UI navigation. Nah, okay. I was wondering if there's like a way to hide the UI. So you can kind of like take everything in, but there's not, so. That's fine. God, this looks so good. Okay, I can't get distracted. Oh, that's where I came from. See, I'm distracted.
Blood and a broken tripwire. Someone got clumsy.
Okay. See if I can find any more tripwires to kill myself on.
did anyone build that all the way down here?
Rituals, whispers of searing light.
Whatever's down here, clearly it's corrupted by this dream scourge bullshit. Otherwise, these people would not be talking to me right now. At least that's my assumption anyway. I could be very wrong on that assumption. But... You know, I'm gonna save. I haven't saved in a while. I haven't had a manual save in so long. Alright, what kind of enemies we got?
Want to sneak or fight?
I don't sneak here. I say as I enter the room sneaking. I just wanted to burn. Wonder how that lady's doing with her Zora friend. Hope she's doing alright. Wait. I'm assuming this is the right way. What's this way?
Unseen, unheard.
Yeah.
Show me what you got.
Get that guard down. Nice. Taking all the stuff out of this backpack. Don't mind if I do. So I think this is the way that I would have gone if I just continued down the path. Yeah, okay. So it just offers a way around, basically. But that's good. Multiple ways to solve the problem. Josh Strife Hayes would be proud. No, this is not an MMO. Letter to Carlode. I can find no more use to put my talents in our pitiless land, so I must go. The water freezes, I create art from it. The water melts, my art dissolves. The water freezes again. This cycle once brought me peace. I looked upon my work and was comforted by its impermanence. And in the impermanence of all things, I took comfort in Rimmergen's promise of the end. But even the ice carver is not impervious to the cold. And the new wind that blows from the north, from Ukazio, from the cracks in the in-between, chills me to my bones. There is something wrong with the world, Loda, and not even your bright smile can set this cycle to rights. I head to the living lands. The vitality that fled my art is gathering there, condensing. Now a new chill rises in the land. A great conflict is coming, and our masters will need his harbingers at his side. Man, everybody in this world really is crazy. Now you're dead. Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't have to go up there. Let's go this way. Oh. Ugh. Oh, God. That was close. Ah! What? Oh, that's a pressure plate. Okay. Where'd that shot come from? No. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. 1. All errors can be reforged into lessons. Abaddon rebuilt himself from ruin. No setback is insurmountable, not even death itself, so long as the soul is dedicated to the task. 2. Work hard, work well. Abaddon demands only honest labor and forthright service. All errors can be reforged if your first intentions are pure. 3. All ignorance can be reforged into knowledge. Master your craft. Excel at what you have been trusted to do. Do not offend your teacher by remaining a student forever. 4. Each generation must forge its successors. Teach your trade to all who are willing to learn, and in so doing, multiply the fruits of your knowledge. 5. All difficulties can be reforged into triumphs. Meet strife with humility and acceptance. Let adversity temper the ingot of your will, and you will never shatter. 6. Embrace your station. Fulfill the duties of your rank and meddle not in the affairs of your betters. All guilds fail at their weakest link. 7. All loss can be reforged into strength. Profitable work heals all emptiness. So long as you have the tools of your trade, you will always be able to forge wealth anew. 8. Value the works of others, and they will value your works in return. Share the harvest with the hungry and your tools with the destitute. 9. All souls can be reforged into whatever we will. Hard work is not exclusive to life. Death is no time for complacency. Commit yourself to excellence in this cycle and the next. That sounds exhausting.
Hold it together, kid. We're nearly there.
Okay, how do I turn this off, though? Wait, I have an idea. No. Huh. Okay, I just gotta jump around. That's all I really can do. Hi.
You're not my brother.
No.
I got to be dreaming. Oh gods, am I dead?
Not yet.
Is this the beyond spirit? Have you come to take me to Galloway's side?
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
You know what? That's fair. Kai, we can't let this kid die a virgin. Can you help him? Give him a healing potion. Let's get you back on your feet. Use Dream Touch to heal him. Let's use Dream Touch. Let's use this new ability that I've gotten.
Oh, that's the creepiest sensation I ever felt in my life. Like vines were growing all through me.
If it works, don't question it. And look, your wounds are closing up already.
Excellent point.
Oh, wow. I feel leagues better. I thought for sure you were coming to take me back to the wheel.
No.
Who are you? What you doing down here?
I could ask you the same question. Are you with the Expedition Corps?
Free Expedition Corps out of High Crown. Yeah, that's us. Well, that's me anyway. The rest of those assholes went on without me after I got hurt. We'll come back for you once we've got the relic, Cadman, honest. Oh, shit. Yeda was probably hoping I'd croak so she wouldn't have to tell our freak how she abandoned me. All she cares about is that Oracle and his relic, which is probably just a big old dog bone if you ask me. He's probably still down there, fiddling with the statue. You must have seen it on your way in.
Tell me about Gezha.
Our captain, she's... I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Relax. You're not the first person to have a bad commander.
It's not like that. I mean, it didn't used to be. Yeda's not been quite herself lately. I've always known her to be cautious, careful. Now she charges forward recklessly. And she pushes us as hard as she pushes herself. That's how I got hurt.
Has she been short-tempered? Distracted?
Yeah? And when we make camp, she has these terrible dreams. Wakes us all up with her screaming and muttering.
Yeah, she's
Can't be sure, but
dead.
it sounds like the dream scourge to me, Envoy.
Anything I need to know about the Oracle?
I doubt I know much more than you do. I mean, you're godlike, just like him.
Come on, kid. Don't get starstruck now.
Well, he's touched by Eothas, right? And he's supposed to be old, like hundreds of years old. And I don't mean elf old, he's extra old, like Eothas has been keeping him alive or something.
Great. He's old. Anything else?
They used to receive pilgrims, but only the ones who could make it in. This place, it's like a trial.
Yeah, we've seen the same traps and crumbling buildings you have.
And he's building something. A statue of Eothas, I think. But I don't know what for. I mean, after what Eothas did in the Deadfire, people don't come here anymore.
Is that gonna say something? Eothas is the god of rebirth, redemption, dawn, spring, and the light. Years ago, a farmer by the name of Wadewind claimed to be a vessel of Eothas and went on a rampage across the eastern reach. Eothas was destroyed, but later rose again on the Deadfire Archipelago. What happened to him there is a matter of speculation. Which I guess I'm not gonna fucking know. The Deadfire Archipelago is an expansive region known for its volcanic islands and treacherous seas. 3 years ago, the god Eothas rampaged across the Deadfire in the body of an Adra Colossus, where he did lasting damage to the ancient ruins of Ukazo? The consequences of his rampage are a topic of spiritual uncertainty and fear. Okay, oops. I'll go speak to this oracle.
He'll be the last one to have seen him, I bet. I'll just rest up here a minute before I head back to Paradise.
Take it easy. No sense getting yourself into another scrape.
Promise, I'll take it slow. Hey, Envoy, for what it's worth, I really thought I was gonna die down here.
Well, I'll see you back in Paradise.
Right, yeah. Got those assholes to save and everything.
Yeah.
I hope they're better off than I was.
No. They're probably dead, to be quite frank with you. Oh. There's stuff in there. I want it.
Seems like a good kid. Glad we could get him behaved.
Yeah, we...
One of Juliana's girls will too. So, the kid said the expedition team went deep, looking for the Oracle. I say we head after him.
I was about to say, we couldn't let him die a virgin. That wouldn't be very cool of us. A History of the Living Lands 1. Origin. I didn't start having bottles of water near me when I record this one. Oof. The Living Lands do not exist, but certainly there is an island. Certainly there are valleys. There are rivers, lakes, and mountains. There are trees and fungi in abundance. Taken together, do these not constitute the Living Lands? I will concede that they constitute the description of a continent, that this continent lies north of the equator, and that this continent is equidistant from Adir and Rautai. I will concede that this continent is real so long as you and I walk upon it. We call this island the Living Lands, but the Living Lands is merely a descriptor of its attributes. A list of attributes does not alone make up a place. I believe that for a place to become real, it must have a name. For a name to be real, it must have a history. History confers meaning, and meaning is given to a name by its namer. But the Living Lands cannot be this island's name, because I have traveled its breadth, climbed its peaks, and delved its countless depths, and I have discovered that the Living's Lands has no namer at all. I don't know if that's a typo or not. Unless the words we use to describe this continent, the Living Lands, were given to us by the godless, unless these words have a meaning only they could comprehend, unless these words have a history only they could know, and all the haecity, the thisness of this place was lost with them. I don't really think that checks out. I mean, I guess if you look at it a really weird way, yes, it has no history. Or it's interesting that it claims to have no history. But surely that does not just mean that it is not a continent. Like, that's just weird. Put that bow down. That's what I thought, bitch. I saw you. Oh, hey, there's a great sword in there. I already bought mine. Oh, there's a spear here, so they definitely came through here. Not much as sure, rather. I made that long jump, and I didn't even have to. That just means I'm cooler. Inquisitor's request. Captain Jada, I don't remember what this kid said. The relic you seek is but one of the many thorns in the rotten heart of this land. Claim it for the Adir, and should its efficacy be confirmed, you'll be appropriately rewarded. Inquisitor Lodwin.
Didn't realize the head of the steel garrote was into antiques.
Well, antiques that make up the problem of the islands or the continents. I mean,
I see someone. Be ready for anything.
I'm just gonna go in full power here. Hi.
My brother, can it be?
Oh,
Come, stand in the light. Let me look at you.
you look weird.
It has been too long. I had feared I was the last of us, but you... Oh, the very sight of you is a balm for the soul.
Oh, you're the godlike.
I am the Oracle Sargamis, servant of the once shining god. He whose light has lately dimmed. What brings you to this sacred space?
You name yourself after one of the early figures in Eothas scripture. Words. I'm looking for an expedition of my countrymen. Did they pass this way? There was a temple of Eothas in this cave. I mean, that is technically the reason I came down here. I heard there was a temple of Eothas in this cave.
Be welcome, for you have found it. People like you and I once sought this place in moments of spiritual turmoil, when the world and our souls could not find rest. Moments of war, famine, massacres, when those such as us are called upon to speak the gods' wills and to lead. But I have seen not one of us these last 3 years, and it is rare indeed that pilgrims come to pray. Perhaps our meeting now is the work of immortal hands. I pray that it is so.
I mean, I did have voices telling me to come down here, so there's that too. Other godlikes used to visit this temple?
Godlike. Such a meager word for us, who are the gods' eyes and ears and hearts. We are the phenomena through which the gods experience the world. We are as like the gods as a finger is like a man. You and I, and our raptured brethren, we are the gods themselves.
That's all very poetic, but it doesn't answer the question. Is this place special to godlikes?
It had been once, when we were legion, but no longer. Our kind came here to find fellowship and understanding, in a world determined to bend us to its purposes.
I've wondered what purpose the Emperor had in naming me his envoy. Why should we need a fellowship? I mean, I did say that I don't really trust this Emperor guy, so...
This is a heavy burden you carry, to be beloved of both a god and a god among men. I imagine one cannot help but wonder, did he elevate you for your skills and knowledge, your strengths, your accomplishments, or for what you are? You and I are instruments of a divine will. In choosing you to be his envoy, your emperor ennobles his purpose and tarnishes yours.
I mean, that's what I always figured anyway. Did you build the statue?
Indeed. It has been my obsession these last few years. Hewn by my own hands from stone in Ardra, and no small degree of melancholy. I suspect it will be my last great labor before this body is returned to the earth, and I am returned to my god.
Are you dying?
If I am, it is from an affliction that death will not cure. But no, brother. I am only very old. My light is waning. As Eothas' essence leaves the world, I am leaving with him. His essence has kept me alive for centuries, and soon we will enter the longest night.
Okay. You mentioned you're very old.
Indeed, my soul has dwelled in this form for centuries, beyond even the lifespan of the longest-lived elf. My lord Eothas inspired my birth in the same year the kingdom of Adir was founded. You might say my birth heralded the empire you now serve.
Jesus. That was over 600 years ago.
About 630, yes. Give or take a decade. One does lose count.
So, why haven't you died yet?
That is a question for my lord. I have asked him many times, but even when he spoke to me, he would not say. I suspect it is his essence that has kept me alive. And now that he has abandoned this world, well, I soon expect to die.
Are you afraid to die?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. He's talked to you.
In prayer, in dreams, as I ate and loved and labored, his voice was a constant murmuring in my ear. But when I spoke to him, he never did reply. So, do not mistake his talking for a conversation. He only wanted to be heard.
It's fair. You must have witnessed some unbelievable things in your 630-something years of life.
Many, yes. Some that inspired awe, others dread. For a time, I proselytized among the colonists who first settled Glanfath. I held the door of my parish church against an onslaught of Glanfathan raiders, and I watched them fall prostrate before my light. I tended the wounded in the broken stone war, the war of black trees, the war of defiance, and in many wars that were never given the dignity of a name, and since have been forgotten. I can hardly recall them anymore.
So you must be extremely powerful, too. You spent a long time in Drearwood. What made you stay?
The Deerwood
Or Deerwood.
has been a troubled place since the very moment of its inception. Conflicts erupted as regularly as spring flowers, to bloom and die as swiftly. So, there is always some dark corner in need of light, if you'll indulge me in the metaphor. Truthfully, I had been jailed for proselytizing in Colplin, and it was to the colonies I was exiled. So it was the Deerwood or death. I had nowhere else to go.
Fair enough. Did you ever meet Saint Waidwin?
Is that what they're calling him now? I heard the man that was Waidwin speak
Waidwin.
when he was but a farmer. He had a presence even then, furious, incandescent. It was astonishing, his power. I wonder, had my lord already made a home in his body by then? Did my lord share with Waidwin his plans to wage a pointless, bloody war while wearing the poor man's face? What a grave injustice, to have your body stolen and be made into a saint. Tragic Waidwin. Pitiable Waidwin. I grieve for what became of him.
I don't have enough perception to go further. I'd like to ask you something else.
Be my guest.
So you really are a godlike.
I am as you are, though I do not care for the word. Eothas the Dawn Treader is my lord and patron. If you will forgive me saying so, I am surprised to meet you here. Even before the vanishing of our kind, it had been some years since a child of Galawain came to speak with me. And I have never seen a member of the Lord of the Hunt's coterie whose visage resembles yours.
I'm not a godlike of Galawain. I don't think, anyway.
Ah, of course. I should not have assumed. I have had the great privilege to speak with thousands of our kind during my long life. And you do not resemble a single one of them. But if not Garlawain, I cannot imagine who else among the Pantheon might have blessed you.
Truthfully, I don't know which god is my patron.
My relationship with my lord has oftentimes been the one succor through difficult seasons of my life. I hope that when you find your patron, it is the same for you. May I ask, as a god's child, did your earthly parents love you?
They revered me. It was different from love. I believe they cared for me in their way. They kept their distance. I think I frightened them. They were ashamed of me. They worried for me ceaselessly. I felt like a burden to them. Why? I'm not telling you that. I believe they cared for me in their way.
Even many kith untouched by gods are not so lucky.
Why did the gods banish godlikes from the world?
There are many theories, which the holy and learned of Eora have only just begun to argue. But you did not ask me for theories. Frankly, I do not know for certain. However, I believe the gods are preparing for war.
A war against Kith?
A war of all against all. A struggle between destiny and design. Who yokes the soul of the world? Whose machinations turn the wheel? Who acts and whom is acted upon? That is the ultimate power, brother. The only power there is to decide the fate of another and to make it so. For so long as we have lived, it is the gods who have decided for us. But change is possible, if we are brave enough to want it. And Kith have lately grown very brave indeed.
Interesting. I've been hearing a voice in my head since I arrived on this island. Could it be my god?
I suppose it's not impossible, but the gods typically make themselves known to us in our earliest days, before we have left the comfort of the womb. They are present in our hearts and mind before, well, before we even have a notion of I at all. I'm sorry. Yours is an unusual case. Tell me, this voice in your head, do you want it to be your god?
It would be a relief to finally know who I am.
I am afraid that not even your god may tell you that. Answering that question is the soul's true purpose. It is the work of your life. And I suspect neither you nor I will ever know for certain. We can only remain open to curiosity and willing to be surprised.
Well, if it's not my god, I don't know what else it could be.
Other than a symptom of madness, you mean? You do not seem especially troubled. No more than any kith subject to life's uncertainties. As to what the voice is, if it is unlikely to be a god, I cannot say. It may be a particularly powerful soul attempting to control you, or the echoes of a past life. Perhaps it is the sending of an archmage, or some ancient construct of Engwithin make. Or it may just be the beginnings of the Dream Scourge. Whatever this voice is, I suspect only an expert in souls can say.
Okay, so I need to speak to one of those soul people. God, I forget what they were called. He said something that I wanted to... The Ingwithans were an ancient society that vanished from Eora. Today, they are remembered for their grand architecture and deep knowledge of soul manipulation. They left vast ruins and intricate machines all over the known world, but what became of them at the height of their power remains a mystery. Okay. You named yourself after one of the early figures in Eothas scripture?
Then Sargamas spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. I am that same Sargamas. Though it has been some time since a man has knelt before me and begged absolution, as Harmka did. The people do not hold to the gods any longer, and they do not hold to their servants. We live in a time of disbelief. The gods are absent, and have recalled their gifts from the world. Avarice reigns. Acquisition is the faith to which all men bow. But perhaps there is hope. You have read the Book of Verses, and we are here together, if only briefly. In this moment, we are not entirely alone.
No, I guess not. Alright, the actual reason I had to come down here. I'm looking for an expedition of my countrymen. Did they pass this way?
An expedition? I'm afraid I don't understand.
An expedition? You know, treasure maps, matching outfits, campfire songs, the works.
I am familiar with the concept, tomb raiding and the like. What troubles me is why they would come here. These ruins are not so different from the many others on this island, except that they are a good deal more treacherous. And this representation of Eothas we stand before, it is the work of my own hands. They could not hope to move it. Do you know what their purpose is here?
I don't want him to be angry with me. I don't condone their bullshit. They were searching for a relic you're rumored to keep here.
Ah, the splinter of Eothas. I suppose it was too much to hope they were here to examine these exquisite ruins. Truly, it is their loss.
What is this relic exactly?
The splinter of Eothas is a sliver of shinbone from my lord's titan body. It was carved from his skeleton many centuries ago. Yet long after the gods left this mortal world to claim their dominion in the beyond, the splinter is infused with the very essence of my lord's power. To illuminate without fire, to heal without injury, and to speak without voice.
Where do you keep the relic? I might find them there.
It rests in a shrine deep within this temple complex, beyond the reach of looters, visitors, or indeed, myself. The path to the relic has fallen to ruin. Some sections are flooded, and others are infested with all manner of creatures. Although, perhaps you might assist me with that.
If you're about to ask us to tidy up, think again. My place is a much bigger mess.
Okay, Kai.
Oh no. I had something far grander in mind. You see, this construction beside us is no mere statue, but a reliquary I have built to house the splinter of Eothas in its appropriate grandeur. It is nearly complete, and ready for the splinter to be interred. But I can no longer reach the relic on my own. Return it to me, and who knows, perhaps you will meet your expedition along the way.
I'll return shortly.
I am most grateful. Oh, and please refrain from touching my statue or devices. May light illuminate your path, brother.
There's a little typo in that subtitle there. That's interesting.